What is up, my Squirtleites? It is I, your king. Welcome back to more Let's Play Pokemon Black and White 2. In the last episode, we arrived here in Nimbasa City, evolved Kamina, my Eevee, into a Jolteon, and took on a whole bunch of other trainers all around town while grabbing items and whatnot. Pretty much going over everything here in Nimbasa except for the gym, as well as the big stadium and small court, which we are going to be going over today. There's also some battle subway stuff I have yet to go over, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. Now, big stadium and small court. Okay, in Black and White 2, and honestly, even in the first game, this is one of the best repeatable sources of experience that you can get every single day that you play the game. Every day, a new set of trainers are going to appear in here playing a different sport. However, for 3 to 4 hours each day, they are unavailable. So as of right this second, because it is 10:30 in the morning, the small court is not available. In fact, at all times, the small court is unavailable from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. unless it is basketball. Then it is 10 a.m. to noon. With the big stadium, it's more of an afternoon thing. So it's 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. with soccer and football, but 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. with baseball where they're closed. So right now we're going to take advantage of the big stadium, but then we're going to battle the small court trainers here in a few hours after that opens back up. So, I already actually battled the first trainer in here by accident because I didn't mean to actually start the fight just yet, and then I also realized I wasn't recording, and that caused a little bit of a snafu, so I ended up just kind of leaving that one off screen. My apologies. Now, just to kind of explain how this all works, because not only is this a repeatable source of experience, it's also super nice because you get yourself items every single time you come here, and the trainers do actually get stronger throughout the game. They go up in increments depending on the number of badges that you have. So if you have 3 or 4 badges, they're going to all be at the levels they are now. They will get an increase of about 7 levels per Pokemon once you get your 5th and 6th badges, and then another increase once you get your 7th and 8th badges, and then another increase once you get to the post-game. This is true for all of the areas. And is this Tranquil just going to spam this roost over and over again because I can't knock it out? That's just freaking fantastic. Okay, well, I'm going to keep doing this until it eventually can't move because of the paralysis, because that is super annoying. Stop! Tranquil! Oh my goodness! Oh, this is going to be an immediately annoying thing to deal with in this episode, isn't it? Frickin' it's out frickin' healing the damage on my strength, too. I hate this. Don't do it again. Thank you! This is what you get for spamming that over and over again. Go away. Ay, ay, ay. So yeah, once you get to the post-game... okay, so in fact, I should probably be more accurate about this. So they're in the mid-20s right now. Once you get your 5th and 6th badges, they will be in the early to mid-30s. And then once you get your 7th badge, that's when they're going to get into the mid to late 40s. And then once you hit the post-game, they're going to be in their early 60s. So this place always remains relevant, and it's always something you're going to want to do every day. It's 6 free trainers to get experience from. Just come at the right time, and honestly, you'll be able to tackle both at the same time. Unfortunately, I did not because I was playing in the morning. And hello, Farina learning Rock Slide. Absolutely, that is a super great move to have right now. In fact, I'm going to get rid of Sand Tomb for that. He'll be able to take much more advantage of that once he actually evolves, of course. Now, I am currently working on trying to train Jack up because I really want Jack to get to level 28, and then I can use a Candy so he can learn the best move that is going to be possible for the upcoming gym. Now, each of these trainers are giving me potions. I got one from the first trainer as well. These rewards also increase in potency depending on where you are at in the game. So, like right now, and especially because also later in the post game is when you'll start to run into more and different kinds of trainers as well. It won't just be the athletes, it'll also be like ace trainers as well as cheerleaders and things of that nature. It also depends on what event's going on, but there's always going to be a lot of things that you can, a lot of different kinds of trainers you can choose between to get a lot done. So that's pretty cool. As I mute my mic to fend off a whirlwind of sneezes that came right there. Thank goodness that Timber was paralyzed. These freaking fighting types, man, I swear. Get out of here. But yeah, so right now it's potions, but once we get to 5 and 6 badges, then it'll be super potions, and once we get to 7 badges, it'll be hyper potions. You kind of get the gist. There are a bunch of other things you can get as well, also depending on the trainer that you go up against. You can get everything from PP Maxes to rare candies to max repels to big pearls to nuggets, although some of these are from trainers that are not repeatable. you get the gist of it. There's a lot of people that you can challenge out here as I kind of make my way around the diamond. But like I said, pretty much everybody on the field is not actually battleable. Also, there's a dog running loose in the outfield, everybody. Hello there, sir. Brag about is your bat. Please don't talk about your bat to me. I don't want to know anything about it. Okay, there's nobody else over here, I believe. So we're probably good. You as well was a kid play catch with Pokemon. Okay, I think we are done in here. Now, let's head on over to the small court. But like I said, I am going to need to wait a few hours before I can actually do that. Okay, and we should be good now, so let's just head right on over there. I would imagine the stadium is now closed up as soon as we head on out of here, so let's go down and see what sport is being played. It looks like it's going to be basketball based on that guy standing there, so yes, indeed. Okay, although it looks like you guys are playing this on grass. I don't exactly know how that works, but okay. These guys actually are battleable, I believe, even on the field, which is... The small court's a little weird. You can just kind of go and battle everybody all over the place. But Hoopster Lamarcus, okay. Named after Lamarcus Aldridge, I would assume, given the time period. He was in his prime at this time. So, I mean, I would hope so. I would hope it's based off of, like, a real inspiration. That'd be kind of cool, actually, if they had, like, named them after actual players. Lamarcus Aldridge was a very good... power forward for the Portland Trailblazers at the time that this game came out, and definitely was underrated, and is still underrated, I think, to this day, because he had a skill set that was very much dying in that age of basketball, but was very good at it. One of the very last to play that way, as the NBA moved into much more of a shooting-focused era that it is still in to this day, pretty much. So, down goes Swadloon. I'm just going to assume they're all based off of actual. I mean, I could be completely wrong. It'd be really cool. Also, I really should have healed Jack before I went into this, but whatever. I'll live. It'll be fine. Ow. Okay, we're fine. Force Palm. I think this will be okay. And down goes her deer. Okay, awesome. Not bad. And yes, I'm definitely going to heal between fights here really quickly. Can pass this item to you, and we get myself some more potions. Again, don't really need this. In fact, actually, let's just use all of the potions I got, because I'm not going to really use these for anything else. They're not all that handy. There we go. Okay, so next one. Still a rookie, but someday I'll be a great player. I'll improve by having a lot of Pokemon battles. All right, let's do this thing. So still working on... getting Jack up there. If I could just get to level 28. Hoopster Bobby. The only basketball player I can think of named Bobby off the top of my head is, like, I guess aside from, like, old school players like Bob Cousy. But off the top of my head, I would go Bobby Jackson, who was a decent point guard for the Minnesota Timberwolves. But I think he was actually retired by the time that this game came out. He was a little bit earlier, more of a late 90s, early aughts fixture than somebody like Lamarcus Aldridge. I don't know why I'm like making equations here. I'm just like flexing my sports knowledge for absolutely no reason whatsoever. I think it's kind of fun. Also, that bug bite is not going to do anything at all. Yeah, not a lot of like modern basketball. There's not a lot of modern players named Bobby in general. In fact, great time to mention that even if you don't have an interest in sports in the slightest, there is a video that everybody, I think, should watch at some point in their life by Secret Base, although it is, at that time, this was released when they were still under SB Nation. If you don't know who John Boyes is, he makes some of the greatest content on the entire internet. It is all free. He's amazing. He has a series that is called The Bob Emergency. Please go look it up on YouTube. Please watch it. It's in 2 parts, and it is one of the most fascinating things you will ever see. It is an entire documentary dedicated to chronicling all of the players that ever played any sport ever named Bob, and how that is such an old-fashioned name that there really aren't very many Bobs left playing the game anymore. And it's such a great video. I go back and watch it probably like at least once a year. I absolutely love it. So highly recommend you go watch that. And also, I didn't even catch this guy's name. Well, I actually don't even know what it was, but I think I can cheat and look it up. It is, if I can get to the right thing here, it is John, John. Oh my gosh, what John basketball players are there? that I can think of off the top of my head. There's probably a ton, actually. I'm just drawing a blank right now. Because the only one I can actually think of right now is John Barry, but that's actually spelled differently. Oh, man. Okay, that's embarrassing that I can't think of any. John is such a common name, too. There's lots of Johnnies, but John. Not very many that I could think of off the top of my head. I'm an idiot. Of course, John Stockton. That's like a freaking huge one, although obviously not entirely accurate to them. Okay, here we go. Here's a good one. John Collins, current NBA player. That's one I was thinking of. Actually, same team, too. Also the Utah Jazz. So there we go. We got one reference in there. I knew I could think of someone. John Collins he's an interesting player. He's all right. He's okay. He's not bad by any means, but he's also not like super great either. So John Stockton's obviously a legend, but not for non-basketball reasons. Let's just put it that way. Okay, so I am actually going to use a rare candy on Jack right now. Get him to level 29, and he wants to learn the move Bone Rush. Yes, please, and thank you. We are going to get rid of... I'm actually going to get rid of Work Up instead of Quick Attack, because Quick Attack is just kind of nice to have in a pinch. We definitely want him to learn Bone Rush, and I've used my last rare candy, and that is going to be the end of all of the work that I am going to do with Jack for the time being. I think I'm going to actually switch Challenger to the front of the team now. So Bone Rush, base power of 25, but it can hit 2 to 5 times in a row. 90% accuracy. Obviously, having a ground move is going to be a huge needle mover for the team, so I definitely want it. I'm going to use Challenger. Well, am I going to actually use Challenger? Am I going to use Challenger? Because I really think that's it. Now that I think about it, there's not really much else to do. I was going to go off to the east to go do some battling on that route, but I think I'm actually going to pass on that now that we've actually made it to level 29 with Jack. So, yeah. All right, let's head to the Pokemon Center. And instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the battle subway again really quickly, and we're going to go over one last thing before we get ready to head off to the gym. Okay, let's head on inside. Now, for those who know about the battle subway, this is a place to get battle points, which you can use to trade for various items. This is how you're going to get most of the best stuff that you can possibly get in the game. Very important. There are all many types of battles you can get here. Wi-Fi battles here, multi-battles here, super multi-battles here. That one we'll talk about in a second. And then you've got your super double battles, you got your regular double battles, you got your super single battles, and then your regular single battles. So a whole bunch of different kinds of battles that you can train on. But this is the only one that I really care about right here, which is the train to Anville Town. So let's head on inside, platform for the train to Anville Town, and I think we just got to talk to this guy. Would you like to board the train to Anville Town? Yes, train is leaving the station shortly. All aboard. Okay, so for those who know, Nimbasa connects to another town known as Anville Town, and Anville Town's got a couple of things going on. We're going to head over here and talk to you. Pansage, where could you be? We went to amusement park and saw a musical, but when we were going home, Pansage got on a different train. Wonder where it is now. Well, that sounds like we're going to have to help her find her Pansage. Probably not around here, though. We also got a flute girl here. Beautiful tune is spreading throughout the town. And yeah, I do miss that this game doesn't really place as much of an emphasis on this music-changing stuff in this game as the first one did. I always really appreciated that, but you get to hear a little bit of that with the flute girl. Okay, you're curious about that train. Let's talk. Alrighty, let me explain. So, this car is a multi-train. Few cars of this model were produced. This is a test car to develop future mass-produced cars that will replace the old double trains. Technology born during the creation of this train car made the super single train and the super double train possible. I love that that's actually what their names are, and it has nothing to do with the battles that are fought. But yes, every single day a new train will be docked here at this station, and he's just going to give you a quote-unquote explanation. It's like lore, but like weirdly esoteric, like non-fourth wall breaking lore, which I think is very funny. Now, do you have anything? Girl on the bridge. She's playing a lullaby for all the sleeping trains of this town. Yes, and she's very lovely with her music, and I adore her. Because a lot of people come here to watch the trains. So, like he says, on the weekends, this place gets a lot busier. Right now, it is Thursday, so there is not a lot going on right now. But the main thing that you need to know about on weekends is the trainers that appear here. And basically what you can do is you can do exchanges. So one trainer will give you, it's a backpacker, I believe, will give you a revive for 2 escape ropes. A clerk will give you PP up for a star piece, and another one, an ace trainer, will give you a full restore for 20 Pokeballs, which is kind of crazy. Also, we can talk to this guy, try challenging us. Some people get you after the battle. That's right. Nobody ever came to pick us up. I'll give it to you. And we get ourselves a rare candy, replenishing the one that I just spent on my Lucario. Thank you very much. Okay, so the only other item that we can get here actually involves finding that Pansage. So we're going to go and track that down. And Pansage is not here. Pansage is actually in Nimbasa proper. So I am going to head back to Nimbasa, and we're going to go see if we can find this thing. So let's head on back to Nimbasa proper. We're going to have a look around. She said something about the amusement park, which we could go check over there, but I'm going to have a look around the rest of town first. I went the long way. That was my bad. Should have been going counterclockwise, but whatever. So let's go see what we can find around here. Okay, that's not a Pansage. That's a Panseer. So let's keep looking around. Oh, hello. That's a Pansage. What? A trainer in Anville Town is looking for a Pokemon? You sure have come a long way. Got it. I'll send this little fella to Anville Town. I appreciate you telling me. There we go. All right, so we found our little Pansage. There's a Panpour running around here somewhere as well. One of each of the monkeys, but the Pansage is the only one that's lost. Now we're going to want to head back to Anville Town because we're going to actually get ourselves a pretty darn good reward for having helped this girl out. So let me go and do that, and I will see you all there in just a second. And there we are. Let's talk to the girl really quickly. Pokemon trainer, you looked for my Pansage, didn't you? Thank you so much. This isn't much, but please take it. How would you actually know that I helped you? Let's be completely serious here. We get a bright powder. My silly Pansage, a person with green hair, told me that a Pansage's dream is to become a railroad conductor. But that guy, can he talk with Pokemon? That's honestly really strange. Now, the bright powder is a very good held item that decreases the accuracy of any moves used on the Pokemon that is holding it. I believe it's like a 5% difference. But a 5% decrease in accuracy is always going to be really, really nice. Where is my bright powder? Apparently, I have two? I don't remember where I got the first one from. Must have just picked that up. Okay, we got a second bright powder. Cool. Anyway, yeah. Lowers accuracy, so that's pretty nice. I just didn't realize that I had a second one. That's kind of strange. Anyways, last thing I want to add is that guy that gave us a rare candy, he actually gives us an incremental number of items for every 7 battles that we win at the battle subway. So keep that in mind. He can give everything from vitamins to full restores to revives or elixirs, which is kind of nice. So win a lot of battles there and you will get rewards for doing so. No, I don't want to board the train again. Thank you very much. All right, guys, that is probably going to be it for this episode of Let's Play Pokemon Black and White 2. Thank you all so very much for watching. I know 2 entire episodes to cover here in everything here in Nimbasa City. I do apologize, but we're going to be finishing up this area in the next one. I promise you, we're going to battle the gym. And yes, Jack is going to take center stage, which means that putting Challenger at the front was all for nothing. But don't worry, he's going to get his time to shine almost immediately after that. So guys, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode very, very much. I will see you all in the next one.